Let's jump right in. In today's journey, we're unpacking a deeply personal, super vulnerable, and just incredibly powerful explainer on transformation. We're looking at a story here that doesn't start at the finish line. It doesn't kick off with some massive triumph. It starts exactly where so many of us find ourselves, at a point of quiet dissatisfaction. We're going to explore the raw starting point of a profound physical and mental shift, breaking down this material to uncover the absolute real mechanics of lasting change. So, have you ever stood there, looked in the mirror, and just not felt happy with the reflection staring back at you? It's a heavy, kind of painful realization, right? But that exact raw insecurity is what sparks this entire transformation. It all starts with this simple, intensely relatable human experience. I wasn't happy looking at myself. We've all felt that magnetic pull of comparison. You look at others and think, man, I wish I looked like that. I wish I had that kind of confidence. It's an exhausting trap, honestly, just constantly wishing you were living someone else's reality instead of your own.
Okay, let's dive into this pivot. The inciting incident happens the exact moment a choice is made. Look, on one hand, you have the old goal, becoming like others. That's a moving target. It's an impossible standard that literally only breeds insecurity. But on the other hand, you have a completely new reality, becoming a better version of yourself. The decision was made right then and there to completely abandon the desire to be someone else and instead to channel every single ounce of that energy into personal evolution.
So that brings us to section 1, the first difficult step, facing the reality.
Because when you finally step into that gym, basically dragging your physical body into a brand new reality, the external world isn't always supportive. I mean, you're starting with practically zero experience, you're lifting incredibly low weight, and you're dealing with the massive vulnerability of being an absolute beginner. And then people actually laugh. Some people will explicitly look right at you and say, you won't be able to do it. It's crazy. You're already fighting your own internal insecurities, you're struggling with the physical demands, and now you have to face this literal wall of external negativity and explicit doubt from the people around you.
But how do you even respond to that? Do you argue with them? Do you try to convince them they're wrong? No. The power dynamic shifts brilliantly here. The response to those naysayers, to the people who laughed right in your face, wasn't given with words. It was delivered completely silently. The definitive answer was simply, my hard work. It's that profound realization that relentless, undeniable effort is absolutely the only rebuttal that actually matters. Moving on to section 2, real work, silent habits. And this brilliantly illustrates the fact that a body isn't just made inside the gym. It's built through an unglamorous, totally silent grind outside of it. First, it happens late at night when everybody else is resting. Second, it happens early in the morning when you absolutely positively do not feel like going, but you get up and go anyway. And third, it happens 24/7 when you're isolated, working hard for your own dream. It's really all about those days when motivation is just completely absent, nowhere to be found, yet you still show up and do the work.
Which brings us to section 3, the biggest mindset shift.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how, as the physical weight and strength slowly increase, an even deeper transformation happens in the mind. You totally move away from that old, insecure mindset of competing with others. You just stop looking sideways at the person next to you. Instead, you adopt a brand new mantra, fighting the me from yesterday. You're no longer focused on anyone else's journey. You're only looking backwards at who you were exactly 24 hours ago and trying to be that person.
All right, section 4. Discipline is real strength.
So the crucial point is, when you strip away the loud music, the catchy inspirational quotes, and that initial rush of excitement from setting a new goal, what actually gets you out of bed on a freezing, dark morning? It's discipline. It is the thing that pushes you forward when motivation leaves you. Because, let's be real, motivation is merely an emotion. It's fickle, it's temporary, and it will absolutely abandon you when things get tough. But discipline? Discipline is not an emotion. It is an engine. It is the ultimate driver for progress when you have absolutely nothing else left in the tank.
Let's summarize the core philosophy we've unpacked in this explainer. There are 2 profound truths we need to anchor ourselves to here. First, today's hard work becomes tomorrow's identity. The sweat and the struggle of today, they are the literal building blocks of who you become tomorrow. And second, real strength is in your habits, not just your body. True power is completely mental. It's deeply ingrained in those tiny, seemingly insignificant daily choices you make when absolutely nobody is watching.
Which brings us to our final, incredibly powerful sign-off. Built by discipline, discipline today, strength tomorrow. It's a stark,
undeniable reminder of how real change actually happens. So, I'm going to leave you with this question to ponder long after this explainer ends. When your own motivation inevitably fades tomorrow morning, what habits are you building today to ensure you keep stepping forward?